How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And here at 2A News Now, you get your Second Amendment news straightforward and to the point with no BS added in. Real quick before I get into today's video, I've got quite a few errands to run tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a video. So I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to all of you that follow the channel. And for those that don't, that sometimes watch the channel as well. If you guys are celebrating tonight, please be careful. And I hope you and your family have a safe and prosperous New Year. About 4 or 5 days ago, I posted a video about a New Mexico sheriff investigating a gun control group for possible violations of state and federal gun laws. I've got some more information, and what I'm about to tell you, it doesn't look good for these people. The name of the gun control group is the New Mexicans to Prevent Gun Violence, also known as NMPGV. And that gun control group, earlier this month, they worked with their city to put on a gun buyback. But the city received a lot of blowback, so they canceled the buyback. So what that gun control group did, the people that still wanted to get rid of their guns, they went house to house to pick them up. And they said they properly destroyed them. And the people in return were given gift cards. The thing is, the picture that I'm going to show you now, they didn't destroy them properly as to ATF guidelines. Even though they've asked the ATF's advice on how to, they didn't follow the guidelines at all, as you can see by the picture I showed you. And their plan, which they did carry out, was to take some of those gun parts that they cut up, but not to ATF standards, and took them across state lines and gave them to school kids, where they made some type of art projects with them. And I'm going to post on the screen now one of those art projects. We all know what the picture is on the left, and they claim the picture on the right is a xylophone. And by the top of it, it looks like one. But when you look at it closer, it's got some things on it that don't exactly look right. And the picture I'm going to show you next is the picture of the people that committed these felonies. And as you can see, there they are with the hatchback of their vehicle open. And as you can see, numerous firearms in the back. The side-by picture that I showed of the two items. For those unfamiliar with the law, what they call a xylophone on the right has a complete AK receiver welded to it. NMPGV traded a bunch of gift cards for firearms like that. Didn't comply with the state laws concerning transfers. They didn't destroy the firearms properly, and then did things like moving them across state lines, gave them to kids at schools for art projects, and otherwise escalated what would have been a state misdemeanor into both state and federal felonies. The group, of course, claims ignorance, but the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association did a little detective work, reveals that ignorance isn't quite the defense. NMPGV think it is. It turns out the group had been in touch with the ATF and got advice from them about how to avoid accidentally committing crimes when destroying and disposing of firearms. I'm going to post up on the screen the 1.5-page email that the ATF sent to the group. And you can pause the screen and read it if you would like. But the main thing I wanted to point out, where it says, on the basis that the firearms are properly destroyed, what we don't know is whether the ATF sent the group instructions for proper destruction, along with that letter. But we do know they were told to do a proper destruction job, which implies that there are ways to improperly destroy them. This would lead most people to either ask for clarification or just simply do a Google search. The first result for properly destroyed firearms is this page from the ATF, which has a handy graphic. And as you can see, it's a 3-step procedure that seems simple enough. But they didn't follow those instructions. As the xylophone picture shows, ATF's simple instructions weren't followed. So everything the letter says about them being okay no longer applies. The people at the NMPGV couldn't be bothered to take the time to follow simple instructions to ensure they followed the law. I just posted the graphic on how the ATF wants someone to destroy the firearms. And now I'm going to put up on the screen a post that has a picture that the group posted that I showed in my previous video. And as you can plainly see, it only looks like they cut the guns in half, thus not following the ATF instructions at all. The gun control group violated private transfer laws. In both New Mexico and Colorado, they took legal firearms onto school grounds and transferred them to children. Both of those are felonies. They took pistols across at least one state line and transferred them to at least one resident in another state. They even engaged in the business without an FFL. Of course, the group would like the benefit of prosecutorial discretion here, and both the Biden administration and New Mexico's governor would love to and probably will extend that to them. After all, NMPGV was only trying to do a good thing here. at least of course to the Democrat Party, and weren't intentionally selling guns to kids, etc. Is this just an honest mistake made by people whose hearts were in the right place and didn't understand the complexities of state and federal gun control laws, which are a lot more complicated than they should be? But that's not the standard the Biden administration has to individuals and FFL holders. Honest simple mistakes like typos and conduct that lives in the gray areas of vaguely written laws are being used to shut down FFLs in record numbers. In some cases, the federal government is treating cooperative elderly dealers to property destroying and life endangering SWAT raids if they're suspected of failing to comply, even when federal judges tell the ATF that their zero tolerance application of the law is unnecessarily harsh and strict. The administration refuses to listen to reason. So no, the NMPGV's honest mistake argument isn't going to fly here when enforcement has been weaponized, destroying honest people in the firearms industry for political reasons. Giving an anti-gun group a pass is well over the line of denying the people the equal protection under the law the 14th Amendment requires. The way I see it, there's only two fair and just ways to move forward with this. Prosecute the members of New Mexicans to prevent gun violence and hold them to the same strict standards as everyone else, and pardon everyone who have broken these same needlessly complex laws, and promptly repeal them. Anything else further reduces the legitimacy of government, perpetuates the reality of a two-tier justice system, and continues an ongoing and long line of abuses. Like I said, I will post the first video in the comment section down below, and also I'll post it at the end of this video. But it just goes to show you, it's rules for thee and not for me. They don't think the laws have to apply to them, but they want to hold gun owners to strict standards. And it's up to the district attorney and the attorney general whether they're going to file charges against these people. And they should. And if they don't, when it comes time for re-election of any of the people involved in this that lets these people get away with it, the people need to let their voices heard and use their ballots to vote these people out. As always, I would really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comment section down below. And once again, Happy New Year's to everybody. And I appreciate everybody's support with the channel this year. You guys have done an amazing job by helping the channel out and helping it grow. And you do so by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications. I really do appreciate it. And I invite you to come back and watch my next video in the new year.